make it fade. Praying they don't lock us up in the cage from chopping the white on the plate with the blade. Used to be a broke man.
This is the Strong United Voices podcast. We're going to be dropping an episode every Wednesday, basically updating you on what's going on in the city of Buffalo, New York. This your boy D.
What's going on? This is your boy Be Real.
And your girl Black.
And Miss Lovely. And we'll be talking about topics today about the homicides around Buffalo. We just want to bring our attention to the mayor and the city of Buffalo about how many homicides and shootings has happened within the month of June. And the first one I want to bring attention to is about we have in broad daylight on Langmeyer. This was back in April, 10:30 a.m.
Weren't we in quarantine then?
April.
It was a little bit before the quarantine.
Yeah.
When the quarantine started in
Quarantine
March.
was,
Quarantine
was in
Okay.
Okay.
believe end of
We're
February,
saying 2020 in April on Lang. I'm
just
gonna bring out the streets because I don't want to name names because families are still mourning.
Right.
But this one caught my ears on Langmeyer, 10:30 a.m. It was a 22-year-old shot, broad daylight, morning, people going to work, people taking care of business. You know, I don't know if school was open or not, but it's just to open up the eyes to the mayor that it's really like he's a joke because they're doing this stuff in broad daylight. At a time in the 80s, you wouldn't do stuff to 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so that's one on Langmeyer. I'm just bringing that to attention. Then we had another one that happened on the Bailey in Andover. We hearing different topics about that. It was two friends or something like that had some altercations or whatever. But anyway, that was another killing going on, and that was done on June 7th. Then we had another one that happened on June 9th on Bickford at 10:30 at night. And I'm just giving out dates here because this is how this has been going repeatedly.
Right.
The homicides have just picked up crazy here. And then we have another one on June 10th. And that was on East Ferry. 2 gentlemen, one died and one was injured. That's June 10th. And then we also had another one that happened, which was multiple shootings. And that was also going on Bailey Avenue around 1 a.m. So right now, I'm just reviewing all these. Then just recently, which was yesterday, on the 23rd of LaSalle Avenue, where 2 more people got shot. So it's violence going on here. I understand we got the issues with the protesting and, you know, I give it out to the coalitions that is getting these laws passed. But my concern is what we need to discuss is how do you just let the city go? That's these things haven't even also been acknowledged. 4 days of these murders since June 7th. The news didn't even bring it up because they were so busy with the protesters. They brought it up 3 days later. So like this is normal. This is normal for the city of Buffalo with these homicides.
So let me ask you this: Who do you think that topic falls on? Do you feel it falls on the mayor or the community?
It's not the. It's funny you say that because in these sheets that I do have, they all say anybody with any tips, contact the tip line.
But nobody's calling.
Nobody's calling.
And that tip line is connected to the city hall, right?
So let me get this straight. So all these murders, they're offering rewards for.
Oh, no rewards. They just saying if you got any
if you got any
information.
information.
Now, mind you, I said this one in April on Langmeyer, and you still don't have anyone came forward, nor have the police done anything. And we're sitting here waiting for tips to call in, but I'm just trying to figure out what is the police job.
What are they doing?
What you say, D?
I would say basically right now at this point is this chaos in the streets. Everybody is going through something and taking their problems out in the streets, and it's sad because we is quarantining right now, and you know they're just now opening the world back up. So I just think right now it's somebody's fault. We just need to figure out who fault it is, because somebody got to be responsible for all these deaths that's happening back to back to back, and they're just being unsolved. So
this is my biggest thing on as far as the violence in the city. Coming up, I remember you would have an older sibling that would tell you, don't do that, or they were real back in their own community. So if we don't believe in the police, why aren't we policing our own communities, ourselves, being that we're homeowners, we value the black life. So why aren't we taking care of our own community,
Right.
And I mean, I believe these tip lines are there for a reason, but I feel like the people of the community can handle these issues and solve these issues and stop them from occurring, if we stop pulling out our phones to record it or making it cool, to kill one another.
I mean, I understand you, and that do make a lot of sense. I feel like it's kind of a gift and a curse, though, because if we didn't have that camera out, we wouldn't know a lot of these things that's happening the way they happen. And we might hear about it, but I feel like the visual of it now is kind of helping and hurting, because somebody family member they got to watch hurt like that. But I feel like if we don't capture that video, that's what really is showing the world what's going on right now. You know what I mean? We missing out on that.
But are the cameras for the world, or are they for the community?
What you
It's
say,
my
Black?
biggest thing.
I'm confused because we went from one topic to another topic.
So we're gonna go right to Cambridge. That homicide happened on there, okay, and that was also broad daylight. That happened on East Ferry. So we talking about homicides, and we're not getting off a topic here. We want to stay focused. We're talking about homicides around the city of Buffalo.
Yeah, I know that.
And we're just saying also how and what is supposed to be working for the community. Don't have to be so much involved. What is the police doing? What is the cameras doing?
Okay, I got all that. I understood that, but what I think everybody is missing is it starts with that person who initially pulled that trigger, because we're speaking about shootings right on the east side, like on Cambridge, like we said, right? So it's that person that literally pulled that trigger. Why did that person pull that trigger? So we can't blame the police for something that someone did.
So you're saying
you
mental
get what I'm saying?
illness
It may not even be mental illness, but somebody that needs to speak to someone, a psychiatrist or something, not necessarily mean that they're mentally ill.
Absolutely.
But they need to speak to someone. So we can't blame the police because Joey shot Henry on a corner somewhere. We don't know why Joey shot Henry. We don't know what was the reason for it. But we can't blame one entity for something that one single person did on their own. Now, there's things that entity has done, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to our black men out there killing one another, we can't blame someone else for doing that.
And no, we can't.
I think what people are blaming the police for is they don't look at people in the inner city as citizens. They have this warrior mentality, and coming from the academy, so they don't keep in mind that these dudes, these black men, any man, is with fatherless. They came from a broken home, things like that. So they doing what they know. They doing what they seen. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean when it goes back to the community. The community should big these young men up that don't have fathers.
Amen.
Come on, let's go play basketball.
Yeah.
Let's go do this. Therefore, instead of falling to the streets, they fall to a father figure that, enlightens the community.
Okay, but here's my thing, and not to cut you off, but because I want to stay on topic, the main concern is, and we don't want to get involved because we not on the streets.
Right.
That's one thing. You got to know how to talk about when you're talking about homicides. It's a touchy situation. What we want to do is try to get to the mayor and saying, what should be done. We'll never stop homicides. That's everywhere. That's
It's never
nationwide. But the way it's happening. On this been it's been 13 shootings in a week. Okay, we ain't talking about that. They ain't even going back to June 7th, what I named. They talking about within the last week. It's been 13 shootings. Okay, how is that possible? And the same presence that the mayor had down there for that 72-year-old man, why don't you have the police presence on the same? It's happening back and forth from East Ferry to
Okay.
Bailey.
But this is the dilemma. A lot of protesters are saying defund the police and stop doing this and this and that. And the
But
third.
that has
That haven't
nothing to
taken
do
a-
with
thank
them
you.
doing their job.
Hold
though.
on. Let me finish.
Mhm.
Let me finish. For these men, you know, warriors, I call them, you know, because I don't feel like they see me as an equal person once they put that badge on, but they want to get paid extra to go into more dangerous areas.
Mm.
You know
Well,
what I
did
mean?
you think
So-
about that? Maybe they the ones doing the shooting. What you think about that? You think because nobody's getting caught on camera. That's the funny thing
Yeah.
about it.
They
And
be
when
in
you
the
catch a
barber
young
shops.
boy breaking City Hall windows,
You
I
find him in
mean,
2
you
seconds.
got him in two seconds.
But
So
you-
what we
but
we
you
were
can't
trying to
find
figure
a man-
out how is the murderers walking away
You
at
can't find somebody
10:30 a.m.
who owe $10,000 in child support. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. I totally get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Totally get what
So
you're
we
saying.
just saying we're not blaming the people that's doing these killings because everything happened for a reason. Just as I said, you know, I'm from the streets,
Keep
so
that
I
same
know
energy.
that you don't know it's retaliation from somewhere. Somebody's not just walking around here shooting people.
Keep that
Okay,
same energy.
it's okay. So right now is the problem is the mayor don't have the control of his own city. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And right now, I understand you might got a lot on your plate with the protesting and he's getting the laws. And shout out to the coalitions, excuse me, for not even saying that they're doing their jobs on getting the protesters and getting laws passed.
Right.
That we are concerned about the police brutality, but you can't leave the other city on the east side just sitting here letting us go to war.
Well, to be honest with you, they haven't spoken about the protesting in a while.
No, they actually yesterday they cleared them out because they had been in Niagara Square for more than 2 weeks.
Mm.
So they were cleared out.
Oh, I
So
read
therefore,
But was
therefore,
that the first time in a while that they had spoke of them though?
No.
This is my
there was
point.
reports that people were breaking windows in buildings
But
and
were
things
they?
like that.
But I'm talking about them still saying about protesting, like the protesting is still going on.
It is. It's for Deanna Davis.
But I'm just saying, I'm being honest with y'all. That's why I'm asking this question because when I listen to Channel 4 News, I don't hear them saying anything about a still protesting presence.
It
But you
is.
gotta have
And
to,
it's-
you
and
have
is.
to
No,
remember.
I'm just saying. I'm just letting y'all know.
You have
so
to
that's
remember
why.
with the
Maybe we
news-
need to check with
with the
Channel 4.
news, if nobody's gonna watch what you're talking about, nobody's gonna watch.
Because Spectrum News is giving it all the time.
Mhm.
And they are protesting for the young female that ran through the police.
Actually, I seen that
Deanna
on-
Davis.
I
I
seen that
remember
on
they
That's still
Facebook.
going on.
They talked to the mother, and they said that she was coming home from a babysitting job, and she was driving up Bailey, and then the police. That's when they charged the crowd, and they were shooting off the flashbangs and the bean bags, and it sounded like bullets flying. So she put her head down and just drove through, thinking, "All right, they shooting. Let me just get through this."
Well, not to cut you off, but don't
No.
forget about the tear gas neither. So
Right,
that was
right,
kind of, she
Right.
couldn't really see
Mm-hmm.
where she's headed to, and by a woman being nervous with gunshots ringing off.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
That was her reaction. So.
Mm-hmm.
I would have did the same thing, honestly. I would have did the same thing. I hear people shooting, I'm gone.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I'm punching it, and a casualty.
I don't think
is a
she
casualty.
intentionally ran through that line. That's just my personal opinion.
I don't
If you
feel
watch
she
the
did.
video, and it's many other videos out there
Right.
that they have not put out there because of the case.
Mhm.
But the vision that they show her when she coming through, where did she come from? She just didn't drive through.
Mhm.
Something happened. You see a big fog,
Yep.
and she don't know what she's running into, what she's running through, and so these are the topics that I'm saying that go down in the city of Buffalo that they are not elaborating on so long. Right now they're doing the, the voting and things like that, but this is what we here for, to get facts and truth, because we don't know the truth neither. We just going by what we see, what they put up and things of that nature. And that's why we want to, anybody else that have any information, drop your comments down so we can, talk about them, or if you got concerns. But what we want to talk about right now is, what do you think should be done about these homicides and murders that's going on? What can the mayor and the city of Buffalo Police Department do to try to slow them down? Because we're not going to stop murders from happening. That's just not going to happen. But, and again, I don't want to go into, victims' names, because the families are mourning still over this. So, like I said, this is a touchy situation, but it's been going on for the month of June, and we are at June 24th. This stuff started June 7th.
So let's address the elephant in the room as far as with Byron Brown. What do you think stopping him from, exercising his rights? I mean, this is a brother that should know how to talk to his people and how to address his people.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel? Well, I hate to say it in this day and age, but what do you think the noose around his neck is that he can't say what he really wants to say?
That's deep.
The only thing that I can think of was when his son stole the laptop. I feel like they on his neck. They on his neck.
I can't even.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
they on his neck. We gotta
this
keep
is
it
what
real.
it's about.
That's
We keeping
the
it real.
That's the elephant in the room.
And that's where it's
You know?
at.
I mean,
Because
he
we
could-
don't know.
But I'm saying he could talk as proper
Mhm.
and whatever,
Mhm.
and appeal to
Mhm.
only one particular party,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the mother. That's
okay. That's where it's at.
That's the
That's them other
motherfuckers
people.
that basically are pulling them puppet strings.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you
Right.
talk?
So
why
who
don't
do
you-
we
why don't
answer
you-
to?
But I'm saying, why don't you talk to your people?
But who do
but
we
the
answer
thing
to?
is,
Who controls them?
well, I could agree with you. He definitely could be more tapped in and tuned
Mhm.
with his people. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
To get an understanding, to hear they cries, they shouts. You know what I mean? To understand what we can do to try to fix this thing.
Right.
But what I don't want to do is put this all on Mayor Byron Brown.
Because it's
Like,
not all him.
we just
Right.
can't do that.
Right. It's
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? We looking at it because, we looking for him to respond. We looking for
Absolutely.
him to
We're
do
looking for
something.
help.
We're looking for, and maybe he can even help us and say, hey, listen, I understand you guys cry out. I understand what you're going through. I might not be actually there for it, but it's not all me. Or he can come up with a solution. Or we need to do something, because at this point, the finger is just being pointed at him for everything right now.
But you ever get in trouble? Who's the first person you call? Your higher power. You say, Mom, Dad, somebody help me out. Our higher power in the city is Mayor Byron Brown.
Yeah,
He's somebody that looks like us. He's the only black person in power that we feel that should understand where we coming from.
Well, he can't
But
understand it if he's not from the streets. though.
Right, but what I'm saying is he's not talking to us.
He
He's
don't know
not
how to
talking
talk to us, honey.
Right, so that's my problem. So how are you mayor, but you only know how to talk to a certain amount of people?
Well, I don't think they knew
That will vote
before
for you.
now.
Ah.
I think they're just now realizing
Mhm.
that he's not the one
Mhm.
that can not only speak to them,
Mhm.
but can speak to us too.
Mhm.
So people are starting to realize
Yeah,
that, and I
yeah.
truly believe
Yeah.
that next election is going to be a very different
Yeah.
election
Who's
for
running
him.
against Byron Brown?
Well,
that
we
black
got- we-
people
well,
I
are
could
gonna
run.
trust?
What I
But I'm
need to
saying,
do?
who's gonna run against Byron Brown that black people are gonna trust? Especially in this day and age, you never know who is who.
You ain't
People-
supposed to trust nobody but
Right.
God anyway.
Exactly. But you
So-
spoke. But hey, listen, God, I could pray to him all day long, but he's not the one making these new
He can help
laws
you,
and then,
but no,
you
he's
know,
not.
doing
But he can
things like
help.
that.
He can help you. He can guide you into who you can, go ahead and decide to put a little, a bit of something into.
Well, I feel like the main thing is what we need to figure out is who do we need to talk to? If it's not Byron Brown, who do we need to talk to? Point us to the person.
But this
Who is
all-
the people or person that we need to, you know, connect with and help them understand what's going. Like you said, it goes back to what you said about the community. This is what we need to figure out as a community.
So what do the
Who
common
to
council
talk to.
really do then?
Let me
What is
let me
the
let
common
me
council
let me
for?
let me paint a picture for you.
I'm
All
asking,
right.
what's the common
So when we
council
go back,
for?
hold on. When we go back to these communities, right? You got absent fathers, et cetera, et cetera. So now you got a black man of power that is basically telling you, yo, you can be mayor, but isn't fucking with you. So how is that any different than your father saying, yo, I'm not fucking with you. You're gonna grow up with your mother and that's it. So you got, now you've been deceived by your father, your biological father. Now you're getting violated by this black man that's supposed to hear you out of everybody. You can't even trust in him.
You know what? I hear you. I respect everything you're saying, but he's not the only black man that holds some type of office or
Right.
have some type
I'm
of
not saying he
prestigious title here in Buffalo. There are many of
Mayor.
black brother. It don't matter, mayor. You know what I'm saying?
But he's the higher power.
That's
who
just
you
like
go
the
to.
president. That's just like the president.
You
He's
know,
the higher power, but
that's
he
why
still
we
got to
trying to
answer.
get-
But hold on, brother. He still got to answer the people up under him. He can't move unless they say move. So that's why I'm saying, who does the mayor answer to? Because
my
that's
point.
why.
That's
But
the
no, it's
great
not your
question.
point. That's
That's
not
my
your
point.
point.
No.
No, it's
He's
not.
he's gotta speak our narrative.
But you're
which
not
he's
getting.
not
You're not.
doing.
You're not hearing me.
So
You're not
therefore,
hearing me.
nobody-
Well,
else
let's
is
do
gonna
this
hear
here
it.
before
But
we
you're
go
not
into the
hearing
debate
me,
because
okay?
I hear both sides. But at the end of the day, you keep saying, who do he answers to?
That's a
I
good
got
question.
that. We don't know. But the problem is he bringing the problems to who he needs to be talking
But
to?
the next.
That's
the
what
point.
he's
Okay,
saying.
but no. But the next thing is, that's why I said, who is the common council? Oh, he don't have to bring that to those people because they see the same way he see what's going on. So they need to step in and say something and make suggestions to him if that is the case. So we can't say it's all on him because there's other people. up
No,
under him that
nobody's,
do it.
no,
I'm not
wait a
putting it
minute.
all
First
on
of all,
him.
this shouldn't even be a debate because nobody's saying everything on Mayor Brown. That's all we know.
Right.
If he need to tell us
That's
how
all-
we need to
that's
get
all we
there
got.
and get to
That's
who
all-
we need
that's
to
all
preach
we
to,
got.
because see, they shouldn't be protesting for him. They teared up the city hall for a reason because he's in power. So he need to say, hey, because right now he's saying it ain't me because he know the weight getting shifted off on him. So now he's saying talk to the police union. The police union saying they ain't never have a good relationship with him. If you
So
watch
he's
the
not
news,
vouching.
they said
He's
they
not
ain't
vouching
never
for
had a
us.
good relationship with him. Now we got to figure out, well, why they don't got a good relationship with him. This the police. Now he blaming it on the police union. The police union saying we ain't never had a relationship with you. It ain't never been a good one.
So right now,
So now everybody's
he's just trying
battling
to fit in. He's trying to fit in.
because now the weight getting shipped off on you. So that's when you supposed to say, hey, I do what I'm told to do. I respect the truth on that because sometimes people get in power.
But they're not gonna do that.
Okay,
though.
well,
They're
guess
not
what? If
gonna
the weight
say,
getting shifted
"I'm
on me
just
and
doing
keeping
what
it
I'm
real,
told to
I'm
do."
about to lay
If
the
they
law
want
down.
to- yeah, but if they want you to think that they're the head or in power, they're not gonna say, "Well, I can't do this because they didn't tell me not. They didn't tell me to do it." You're not gonna know that.
well, what about him? Like, we
So wait,
so-
you're saying he a successful puppet?
Everybody's a successful
Okay.
puppet in politics.
Not me.
Okay,
That's
well,
what I'm
I just
saying.
feel like, at this point in time, you
Times is
know,
changing.
Byron Brown, my brother, this is a topic that needs to be addressed, and on
Right.
your time when you
Help us
feel like
out.
you want to,
Help us out.
it's just like at this point, all we know is you. All we could look for
Say
is
it.
that. So that's
Say it.
why it's going to be fingers pointed, and people going to look at that.
Say it.
It's up to you now, my brother, to understand this is what's going around in this city. To say, okay, now I can tap in with my people.
Right.
Nobody gonna look at you different.
Right.
They really gonna reward you now because they saying somebody that they can embrace somebody. So
Yo,
this
how
is your
we feel.
time to step in and say, hold on, y'all got me wrong.
Right.
Y'all got everything wrong.
Right.
So and I feel like that's really what that is.
Because
for
I
that topic.
actually, the man been here 15 years in office. 15 years in office. So therefore, we like him for some reason more than another. Rather
Well,
than just
it's
him
like this,
being a
want
black
somebody
man
else to
in
come
office,
Yeah.
we want to make sure everybody make the right decision before everybody jump
Yeah.
the ship.
You don't want
Because
the
we've been
grass
right
is
with you.
greener.
But I tell you this, it's not about the grass greener, it's your actions.
Mm-hmm.
Because it can go on. We can speak on the east side ain't about shit, and I'm keeping it clear.
Mm-hmm.
The canal side, the downtown side, the water side, all that's fixed up, but we still hitting potholes.
But that's
See,
because that's the
15
center.
years you've been in office, damn near the whole city of Buffalo East Side could have been fixed by
That's
now.
his
But
focus downtown.
okay. So this is what I'm saying. If you want your people to be with you, hey, do something for us so we can say, hey, you
Fuck
know,
with us a little bit.
focus on us just a little bit.
I believe he do. It's just only so much he can do. And if you
listen.
understand
Thank
We
that,
keep going back
if
to
you
that.
understand
Listen.
that and read
Listen.
between that, then
Thank you.
you know, and I, you know,
Thank you.
I feel like that's.
I'm
that's
not
what
putting
it
him
is.
down.
Yeah,
I
no,
like
no,
Mayor
everybody
Brown.
is. Everybody
I
voices
like
their
Mayor
opinions,
Brown, but-
and this is
Yeah.
how the community feels.
Yeah.
People are
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah.
People are
Yeah.
looking for somebody to help.
Yeah.
But you remember
And,
when
you know-
Obama was in office?
Mhm.
He let us know what was going on. He made it a public thing.
He
Listen,
was the
this is-
president of the United
right,
States.
right.
That's why.
Okay.
He wasn't the mayor
But listen,
of a little
our
city
mayor
called
is
Buffalo.
our leader. That's all we
That's
got.
all that matters.
The president doesn't. That never trickles down to people like me and you. That never trickles down far enough. So all we can depend on is our mayor.
And
You
our
know what I mean?
governor, look at Andrew
Our
To
Cuomo.
be
mayor.
honest, I
Exactly.
never depended on the mayor. I'm just
And yo,
gonna
You
go
did?
Governor Cuomo, you
Never.
can't tell him.
Well, who you
nothing.
was looking for?
Never. I just never depended on.
Well, who you was
the
looking
mayor.
for? To do
Who
what?
Looking for to
What
do
did you want done?
It was a lot of things that I wanted.
Well, who
done
did
that
you turn
didn't get
to?
done. Who was there to
You did
turn
it
to?
yourself?
Oh
You
shit!
did
Come
it
on
yourself?
now.
You know what I
Did
mean?
you,
Hold on,
did you just say
hold
what
on.
I did? You
Hold on,
just
you
said
wrote letters?
who was it
You
to
wrote
turn
letters?
to?
See,
Not here.
see,
Wow.
Not
that's
here.
the problem. That's the problem with the city of Buffalo.
No.
Too
I
much
prayed
pride.
to a higher,
All
a
right.
higher being.
Everybody
does.
got- and that's all we
Everybody
got.
does. Everybody does, but
Yeah.
everybody loves instant gratification too.
Not
You know what I
everybody.
mean? Yo, God will do it. He'll do
all
it.
the time.
But he'll make you do
That's
the
a fact.
exercises
All right.
to get it done.
All
All right.
right.
Well,
Anybody in the United States wants to see in some kind of instant gratification. Oh, yo, it don't even
That's
have
just
to.
being
it,
human and
hold
being
on.
of the flesh, though.
It don't even have to be right in my face. I just need you here to
That's
say
just
it.
being
Focus.
fleshy.
And that makes me feel.
That's
what
just
do you
being
mean
fleshy. That's being
That
human.
just lets me be.
We're gonna
we're
gonna wrap this up though, because we got a lot more to go.
Yeah,
We got a long way to go. And I'm just glad that we let the public know this is what we were doing. This is what Strong United Voices is doing. Keeping y'all on tap with the city of Buffalo as well as things around the the world and more. Debates. You see these two right here? This is a debate all day long. So it's gonna be interesting.
It's all love,
We're gonna
though.
have
It is
many
all love.
we're gonna have many
I
guests
love my
coming on the
sister. She
show.
love me.
Yes.
It's all
Yeah.
good.
Yes,
You
we're
know?
gonna have many guests coming on the show.
She gonna try to cuddle with me after this,
No,
but
I'm
it's
not.
all
Don't
good.
listen
Don't
to
even
him.
worry
He
about
tells
it.
lies.
You know what I mean?
Well, I hope they get together. But Dee, would you like to say to close out?
yeah, I feel like at this time we want everybody to stay tuned into the podcast. We got a lot of more things coming to you. We got different topics, different segments, guests in the future. We also got, a couple spins that we're going to be doing, and we understand there's a lot of podcasts out there, but our thing is to be original and to stand out and be creative. So we salute everybody. That's number 1, 2,
Yes.
3. Everybody in the podcast game, we salute.
Yes, and I gotta give a shout out to my girl, Brene from Louisville, Kentucky, from Spectrum. Helped me out with a lot of things that was going on. I was trying to get in tap. So I appreciate you, girl. I did give your shout out. So letting you know, we are here. We not going nowhere. We gonna keep this coming more and more and more and more. And guess what, y'all? We real. Everything you see here is real. You see me, I done messed up a couple words. I don't give a damn. This is just how it's gonna go. We gonna flow. We gonna get it right. But we will not quote nothing to you that we don't have facts on. Everything I got right here in this paper is facts. We do homework assignments. We gonna give y'all what we learned. And if you could teach us something, drop your comments below. Anything you want us to bring about, please tell us. Or if you want to email us at strongunitedvoices@gmail.com, you can send us that. But we're going to be inviting for everybody to come on the show and give their voice and their opinion. And again, shout out to the coalition that's getting everything worked out, getting the laws passed, that's protesting all over the world, just not the city of Buffalo.
Yes.
We thank y'all, and we'll be back with more.
clothes is bigger than just one person. It's a whole brand, and we trying to build the nation. So
Yes.
this is what it's about.
Right there, baby.
That's what
Right
it's
there,
about.
baby.
Be great. Be
We
great.
growing, baby.
That's right.
We growing.
Can't be nothing else. Bro.
I'm trying to make a living.